Hello, friends. All right, we're gonna get set up. We got a different way, different phone. What
Yay.
up? Yay! All right, we had it all set up one way, and see, you just close the pop socket and put it to the side. There you go. Sorry, friends. We just wanted to make sure we can go live on my phone. So welcome, welcome. All right, everybody. Hopefully you can see this. If so, give us a comment. Give us a comment at bringmetolife.com/resonance because that's where we're streaming it from. I'm going to see if CeeLo can refresh the page and make sure that it's running on the website. So thank you for being here.
I don't know if anybody else out there is dealing with some technical difficulties, but if you are, we're with you. And, all we can do sometimes is the best we can do with what we got. And hope for the best.
Totally. We're doing the best we can here.
All right, I think we're live. We're good. Something's going on. We'll figure it out. You have some things you wanted to share about the equinox?
Totally.
It's the fall equinox, everybody. Happy equinox.
Happy equinox. I would like to just kind of breathe for a few moments while we do check the website, do a refresh, just make sure everybody's able to be here.
I'll do it on my phone.
Yeah, and let them know in the chat we're gonna be here, and we're gonna be doing some sound. We're gonna play some sound healing experiences for you. You guys can't see my drum right now, but we're gonna play some music. And
yeah, our other angle is more wide.
That's okay.
Life is so funny. Life is so funny sometimes.
Yeah, we would love to know what is going on in your world. Hopefully you're here to calm down because I'm excited to just relax with some good vibes. But yeah, so if you're in the chat, we're going to be doing readings here at the end. If you aren't on Squarespace, you might get that quicker. But for those that are here for the follow-up,
all right, I got some in the chat on the phone. I see people are here.
Yay! Welcome,
Thanks for being here, everybody.
Cool. So I want to make sure we have the chat because we're going to be doing card readings here at the end, and we want to make sure that if you want a card reading, you get in line. Those that invite others, I have a list of a few people that have invited 5 people or more to tonight's event. Thank you. That helps us. Word of mouth is key.
And just pay for a reading.
If you make a donation, you get moved to the front of the line. So we do have a couple donators that will get their readings first. Thank you so much. All of your donations go towards helping make this technology better so that hopefully these things do run even smoother in the future. But that being said, today is the fall equinox, and the equinox is a time marker for us here in the physical realm. And it represents the sun and the moon being at even amounts. So we have even amount of daylight and nighttime. And that is a representation of balance. So tonight I want to help bring more balance and stability into our lives. Some other things to do with the equinox are finding ways to harvest the seeds that you've been planting all year. So many of us have planted seeds, both physical and metaphorical, this year, and this is the time to really start to harvest all of that hard work from the beginning of the year. And this has been quite a year. So those of you so those of you that have planted your seeds and are ready for the harvest, now is the time to do so. To harvest different seeds you've planted, and at the same time, if some of them aren't quite ripe yet, it's okay to patiently plan the execution of that harvest and the upcoming next few weeks. So you don't have to rush to harvest everything at once because there is a lot of things going on for many people. There's lots of planets in retrograde. There's lots of energy that is very high. I know I've had a lot of clients and friends and family members that are just like stressed to the max right now. And that's something that's happening collectively. So you don't have to feel alone. If you've been feeling super stressed out, you're here to relax, welcome. We're going to breathe through this and we're going to enjoy this evening. For those of you that want something fun to celebrate the equinox, you could set up a sacred space or an altar. Some things that you may want to put on that are some different things that represent the fall season. So like for me, I have some pine cones that I've collected. Some people like to collect certain fallen leaves and make like fall crowns. I know my friend Mooney is like a leaf crown magician. She made the most beautiful leaf crown last year during the fall time. So those are just some fun things you can do. A good crystal for this time of year is citrine. I also really like tiger's eye for protection and grounding.
Yeah.
Celia's got some
Here's a
tiger's
tiger's
eye.
eye. It's a nice little tiger's eye point.
Yeah.
Power.
It's a great protection stone and a
Yes.
grounding stone.
Yes.
An oil that's really good to be used at this time is frankincense, and you'll use that even through kind of the winter. It's like the all healer oil for those that can use it and are acclimated to it. So those are just a few things and suggestions for this time of year to help you feel more aligned and balanced and in tune with your spirituality, because it's so easy to fall back asleep. So here at Bring Me to Life, we like to say it's time to wake up and shine on. And what we mean by that is, waking up to the world around you that's the bigger picture, not just the normal, quote unquote, normal reality, but waking up and realizing that there's something bigger out there. There's a bigger purpose or a spiritual journey to be had here. And sometimes you can fall back asleep. The 3D reality can be rough. Like I said, a lot of people will be stressing out right now. We hope that we can take some of that stress away. And
It's
yeah,
a natural part of life sometimes.
totally. But we're chugging through it.
Yeah. I think there's lessons to be had.
Definitely.
And so this is a very powerful time. Some people will call this time Mabon for anybody who celebrates Mabon. And really just, it's a time to kind of celebrate all of the work that we've done since the beginning of the year.
Mm.
And like you said, it's been a lot. So
It's been a lot this year.
We need something to celebrate, I think.
Totally. I also just got like an intuitive ping that somebody was like, are there any animals or guides for this time? There are actually. There's the green man is a good spirit to call upon, especially when you're outside. That's kind of a spiritual entity that you can request. That archangels are always great to call upon. Archangel Michael going out making rounds, be protective. And animal spirits, this is a good season to call in your wolf spirit. So whether you're in the wolf pack or you're taking some lone wolf time, connect with your inner wolf. What does that mean for you? I feel like most people I connect with have some sort of connection to the wolf.
Yeah, it's a powerful animal spirit and one that a lot of people connect with. And
totally.
At first, I was thinking turkey, but you said wolf, and I was like, yeah, wolves, yeah. Because turkeys are getting eaten a lot this year, this time of the year especially.
Turkeys actually represent fertility and growth and seeds being planted as well, so that is a good symbol for this time. Yeah. I recently learned that.
Okay. Well, so I feel like the fall is more of a time of a harvest, where spring and summer we grew our crops and we did literally for the first time.
Got some cucumbers and some peppers and some tomatoes. All kinds of things.
Yes. And so it's a time of celebrating what we have around us, celebrating our food, celebrating our relationship to the earth.
Totally. I did just have a thought though. Since we switched to my phone, I'm gonna need you to go grab the phone charger.
Okay.
Mainly because I got this on bringmetolife.com. You can join us at bringmetolife.com/shine-resonance or go to the ceremony section of Bring Me to Life TV. If you're new here to bringmetolife.com, welcome. We're so excited that you are here because there is so much uplifting content here. My friend Mooney has been helping us out and she's been writing amazing articles. So if you want to check out an article on intention setting, or maybe you want to know more about the top 5 crystals, or there's all kinds of other articles on there as well. We've got some about moon ceremonies. We have some about tarot and divination. We have another divination one coming out soon. And if reading's not your thing, who has time to read right now? I actually just finished a book today, so I'm pretty excited about that. Anyway, so if you don't like reading, you want some more audio-friendly material, tons of podcasts on there. We just released some new episodes of Shamanic Living. We have an episode of Incense and Whiskey coming out on Thursday. There's new episodes of Bring Me to Life podcast most Tuesdays. Today's episode is us here with you on
video. Have
video.
to get on the camera for a second.
Celia's getting up close and personal. All right. Again, sorry for the technical difficulties. We were all set up, ready to go, 3 different ways. This is the way that the internet wanted us to come to you. So we're getting through it. If you are trying to join us in the chat, you may get a unique name. It's an anonymous name. If you would like us to know who you are, you can go to the settings and change your name to whatever you'd like. It helps us if we know who's out there, especially if you want a reading. Now, if you would like a reading and you don't want to again, those that are making donations are getting moved to the front of the line, and those that help invite others to join us here will also be in line for a reading. I think we're getting comfy now.
Are we good?
Great
We
work.
got everything? Are we,
Hey,
we
that's
all set up?
better than the phone dying mid ceremony, so we're doing it.
Oh my goodness.
Just lets you all know that we're humans too. Humans doing human things.
Yes, yes. And I'm just really grateful that all of you are here and you stuck with us through all of whatever. And it's going to be really great. We got some raw Voss drum. It's a Celtic B minor.
Mm-hmm.
And rain stick, flute. Might play a little bit of drum if we get, you know, a little confident. If we get some confidence, you know, flowing. We get this meditation going. This sound ceremony for the Equinox.
I'm feeling it now. I'm like, whatever, we're doing it.
It's always like leading up to the event. All this, you know, we're human, so frustration, whatever it might be, it's like, oh, and then we get into it, and it's like, yeah, and
We're
then
ready
it
for the
reminds
yeah.
us, you know, everybody, whoever does stuff like this, why we're doing it.
And it gives people time to get in line. So we're excited. If you want a reading tonight, if we have time, again, those that donate get pushed to the front, and then I'll do quick reads for people if they're still in line. Donations go towards helping us make the network a better place, and we're just so grateful that you're here celebrating the fall equinox with us. So we're gonna go ahead and get cozy. Balsilo gets ready here. Do you have anything else that you want to talk about before we dive into the sound portion?
I would just like to say that we are all growing, we are all expanding, we are doing that even if we think we aren't. So don't be too hard on yourself. Send yourself love and compassion and try to do that for others.
I agree. It's important to be able to hold space for all of that. It's important. All right. Well, I am really excited to play my drum. So I think it's a good time for people to go ahead and get cozy for the sound portion.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay. Go ahead and get comfortable.
Get cozy. We're gonna set some intention and just kind of hang out. Just taking it as it comes. We're gonna do our best. Meditate through.
I'd like all of you to just open up your ears, open up your heart, listen, hear, and feel these vibrations, this music, the words that we are communicating to you through. Just take it all in. And allow it to help you to relax, help you to let go of any stress, of any frustration. Imagine breathing in peace and exhaling stress. Just feel your body becoming more relaxed. Accept any thoughts flowing through your mind and imagine them like leaves just floating in and out of your mind. And as you do this, your mind becomes more relaxed. Remember to continue to breathe, becoming aware of the harmony between yourself and the earth. As you exhale, you are giving life to the trees, to the plants. And as you inhale, you are receiving life from the trees, from the plants, from this earth. And this balance happens every moment. But today especially, where night and day are both equal, the dark and the light are equal. We have the special opportunity to create more balance, more harmony in our lives. So continue to breathe and imagine yourself doing a ceremony for this equinox, for the fall equinox. And just imagine yourself, you could be with a group of people in a circle. You could be by yourself. Part of your ceremony could be writing down a few things that you're grateful for. part of your ceremony could be for whatever you feel, whatever is important to you, whatever the fall equinox means to you. Think about that. What does this transition of seasons into the fall mean to you? For now, I'd like you to take a moment to think of one of your favorite fall memories. And just think about that moment in detail. What were you wearing? Where were you? Who was surrounding you? What were you doing? And most importantly, how did that moment feel? And just imagine those feelings washing over you. Think of a few small things about this upcoming season that you can enjoy, that you can find some happiness in this life. Maybe it's the way the air smells. Maybe you get to wear your favorite sweaters. Just take a moment to think of a few small things to enjoy during the fall. And remember that even though the world is crazy sometimes, we might get frustrated and angry. Allow yourself to take a moment to breathe, to find a few little things that you really enjoy about life, to help you transmute any anger, any frustration. Now take a moment to wrap up your ceremony. I'll give you a few more moments. When you're ready to return from the ceremony, take a deep breath in and feel yourself, see yourself returning to your body, feeling all your sensations returning, all of your awareness, all of your consciousness goes back to this physical world and brings along with it the wisdom, the grace, the kindness and compassion to move past any blockages and allow best life. Take one last deep breath in, hold it at the top for a moment, and just feel this energy building up. And as you exhale, you can move and stretch your body and gently open your eyes. Thank you all for being part of that. We have the next part of the ceremony happening, the readings with Shannon Shine. So before we get into that, here's your book.
Got a little list of people here, some awesome people. All right. So tonight I'm going to start with a reading for the collective. Oops, it was changing it up on me here.
Beep.
All right, there we go. Beautiful. I'm using my Psychic Oracle Tarot, and it is a deck that I really enjoy using. It's a deck I got first. Many of you that have seen me in person have gotten a reading from this deck. And we're going to take a nice deep breath here, following that meditation that Sila led us through, that beautiful kind of mental ceremony. And in this breath, we're going to call in whatever guidance that we need as a collective. If you would like a personal reading after the collective reading, you can make a donation through the website. There's plenty of different ways. There's PayPal, there's like a shop link, there's my Venmo, there's all different ways, and that will go towards helping us make the network a even more active space. We've got some new podcasts on there. We've got all kinds of stuff happening. So your donations are greatly appreciated. But first, I'm going to start with the collective reading, and this reading is for anyone. Even if you don't make a donation, hopefully you get some sort of resonant energy from this experience. And what I mean by collective is the human energy as a whole. Because from my perception, what is happening is we're creating our reality. And in doing so, as we create our reality, we're affected by other people creating their reality. That being said, I just had a whole bunch of cards fly out, so looks like we're going to be focusing on that tonight. And as we create this reality together, we can co-create a collective energy. And that's why when I said earlier that if you're feeling stressed, you weren't alone, because many people were on this collective vibration. It's been intense. That being said, let's see what the spirit would like to say. So when I do readings and I say I'm speaking with spirit, it's the universal energy. It's the energy that put us here, that created us here as physical beings. Some people call that God. Some people call that universe. I like to call it spirit. It's an energy that lives within us and that helps make us in who we are and gives us opportunity to explore here. So if I say spirit, just go with whatever term resonates most for you. We're inclusive here at Bring Me to Life. Unity, community, equality. If you have a different belief system, that's fine. We're here to welcome you and include you. But we're going to see what spirit has to say tonight. All right. So the cards that flew out. This is interesting. So the first card that flew out is the Shadow card. And as you can see there, I think this is a great card for the Equinox because it's both light and dark. It's the darkness and the light handing over a staff. In this case, it's almost like the light is handing it to the darkness because we're going into the shadow period. We're going into what some people call the darker time of the year because it's winter or fall and it's cold and the sun is napping on the side of the world that we're on. And it's important to realize that a lot of things are going to be coming up at this point in time for us as a collective because there is a mass awakening happening. So many people are feeling into their spiritual journey, as well as anything that you've been holding back or trying to hide or trying to swipe to the side is being forced to be acknowledged right now. So our shadow is coming up for our light to shine through. So as we shift through these next few months, you may be facing some things that have been heavy for you. But once you hit that spot, that sweet spot of pushing through that fear or anything that's been holding you back and making you kind of wait for this next chapter, it's going to be beautiful because it's going to open up new opportunity for you to breathe and to feel less stressed, less anxious, less rushed. It's interesting to me how, with everything happening in 2020, we still feel rushed. Even though we've been put on this big collective, I don't know if break's the right term, reset is probably the best term because some people didn't get a break. Some people had to work harder. So we've been on a collective reset through 2020. That being said, the next card that came out is the positive movement forward. So though we are working through our shadow, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, guys. For those of you that have been like, what is going on? Am I ever going to see the light again? You will see the light of day. We have positive movement forward because what happens is once we work through our shadows, once we acknowledge that darkness, it's like a weight has been lifted off of our shoulders and we're able to see again. We're able to get back in flow. How many of you want to get back in flow with spirit? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. I got CeeLo in the comments. He's helping out, hold down the chat. My friend Mooney is in the chat. Again, if you want to get in line for a reading, you can do so and let us know that you made the donation or that you want a reading in the chat. That being said, positive movement forward, light at the end of the tunnel, and getting back in flow. So it is a ship that is among the waters, and we want to get back in the flow of the waters and be able to kind of ride the ocean waves rather than feel like we're drowning. That being said, usually I pull 3 cards for my readings, but 2 popped out. Actually, 4 popped out together. So we're just going to go with it. These 2 came.
Locked and locked.
The jumpers. We got some jumpers here. So those of you that are like, okay, so I got to face my shadow, but there's this positive movement forward coming. What does that mean? Well, it's saying that there's a little bit of a waiting game for us to get through this shift. It's happening for a reason. Again, we're doing this collectively. I think a lot of people are on edge, especially over here in America. I don't know where most people are tuning in from. I'm assuming America. The US of A is a little bit of crazy right now. And the waiting game is happening because it's shifting different timelines. So, for those of you that believe time and space can be shifted through quantum healing or whatever way you see reality, know that we're aligning with a timeline that is going to work out best for humanity. As scary as the world seems right now, we are moving in a positive direction. The last card that jumped out is the Love Begins card. And this can mean a lot of things. It can mean if you're somebody that's looking for sort of a romantic relationship, that it could be coming and it's just a matter of being patient and feeling into this waiting period and allowing time and space to catch up with your desires. But it can also mean abundance, the flow. Here we are again talking about the flow, and it is these hands pouring water into this rainbow waterway here, this water river or creek, whatever you want to call it. And with that, the rainbow to me represents getting our chakras in alignment. So all of our energy centers, all of our emotions, both physical and kind of metaphysical, our grief, our fear, our stress, our shame, our guilt, getting all of that kind of in alignment so that we can move forward and allow that love to be attracted to us. This is a great time for some self-care. If you're stressing out, you're dealing with the shadow energy, the best way I find to feel into my shadow is to find access to some sort of water. So the temperatures are changing here, so it's a little harder to go out, and go swimming in the natural waters. If you have access to a nice tub or the ability to get a shower, if you're stressing out, cleanse your energy. Hop in some water and allow that water to cleanse you. Now, I know that not everybody has that luxury to just do that whenever they want, and that's okay too. You can also cleanse your energy and get in alignment by meditating, re-listening to the sound meditation, and going for a walk out in nature, or listening to a meditation with flowing water. That's super helpful as well. So those are some different tips and tricks for the current collective, is to face our shadows, allow yourself to have faith in knowing that something positive is coming. The more you have faith that something positive is coming, the better off you're going to be rather than getting stuck in that shadow portal and attracting more negative things to you. No one wants that. Have faith that something positive is on its way so that you don't get stuck. because there is this little bit of a waiting period as we shift seasons here. But we're looking at mid-October, the end of October, hopefully being really positive for many of us. We got a full moon happening on Halloween, so that's pretty powerful. And we're just really all as a collective moving through some heavy energy. It was an interesting few months for so many people, and it's okay to breathe through it and let all of that go now. So, that being said, I'm going to start shuffling here and I'm going to dive into some of the personal readings. How's the chat doing? Are there people in there?
Pop in.
Chat is popping.
Pop and lock.
Yeah. All right, people. Keep coming in. We love you. We're glad to know that you are here. Thank you. Thank you for those that have made donations. I've seen a couple of donations fly through. If you ever need my book, you can grab it.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to the pen. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So my first one is for Miss Lori here. I'm gonna check it off. Oh, Miss Lori. Thank you for your donation. Just take a nice breath here with you. Pull some general cards. Alright. So again, before I dive in, if you want to get in line, let CeeLo know. If you can make a donation, it's super helpful. And if you can't, just invite a friend to tune in. I'm going to be here for a little bit. Alright, so what cards does Miss Lori need? Alright, so first card you have is the Material Harvest card. So you're feeling into your harvest energy. So going through this next couple weeks, it's going to be really important for you to call in all of the fruits of the seeds that you have planted, be that metaphorically or physically. Maybe you've been calling in some manifestations through the summer, and now's the time to really just have faith that everything you've been dreaming for and wanting to grow is now possible. Again, as the collective energy told us, there may be a slight little waiting game of delay, but the faith of knowing that your harvest is here is really key. That's been a big message that Spirit has been channeling through all of my private sessions and things lately, is having faith is key. And a lot of times I registered the term faith with more like religious things, but it's actually a spiritual thing. You have to have faith that the universe has your back and wants to give you the harvest that you deserve. Your next card, friend, is the Triumphant Success card. Here again, you have kind of a play on the light and dark energy that we had in the Shadow card for the collective. And for you, it's a slight double-edged sword. You've had to maybe give up something or change your reality in a way that's been that both sharp and blunt, for lack of better terms there, and that it's important to know that everything is happening for a reason. So if you've had a shift in your work reality, if you've had a shift in your personal life, you're releasing the darkness, you're releasing a lot of the heavy things, and though you're treading new waters, there's a light here at the end of the tunnel, and it's going to lead you to a triumphant success. Not just a success, but like one that you want to celebrate. So you may feel like you're buried alive right now, but you are reaching for the top, and you're going to make it. So just, again, have the faith. Now, if faith isn't good enough for you, you're like, what can I do? What can I do to call in this triumphant success? Your last card is kind of the answer to that. It's make sure you give yourself some time in solitude. I have this feeling that you've been crazy busy and that you haven't been able to take a chance to sit back and relax and give yourself some you time. And that is really important. It's really important to read. It's really important to relax. The other thing I'm seeing here is this blue dress. This blue dress is a reminder to also speak your mind. Speak your mind, speak your truth, keep your throat chakra activated, but express yourself and find ways to get some solitude and some self-care. It's going to be really important to your journey. All right, so who's the next one on our donations? Alec. All right, I'm excited. So, Alec, we're going to breathe in here. Ms. Lori, if you have any questions, just let me know. Thank you again for being here, and your donation is so greatly appreciated. All right, Alec, we're going to breathe in. If you have any questions, say them in your mind telepathically. We're going to do our best here to connect for your reading. Pulling some cards for Alec.
Happy Equinox.
Happy Equinox, Alec. All right. Cool. So, The first card we have for you is accelerated motion. All right, Alex. So something that you've been wanting is now it's time to take off with it. You've been making a wish to be able to do something. You've climbed this big mountain here to get experience or something under your belt. And now, as you wish upon this star, Spirit wants you to know that it's a time for motion. It's time to take action because you can accelerate your path by believing again and having faith that everything is supposed to happen in this divine order. So if you've been making a wish, you've been hoping for a big change, you've been just kind of asking spirit for guidance, like what to do next, it's saying make a jump and leap. It's going to be okay. You're going to find ways. The next card is financial and material and changes. So with accelerated motion, this is a card that says that whatever this choices you make, you have the opportunity to succeed and flourish. So if you've been wanting this change, you can visualize again that this is going to go in a positive direction. I'm not feeling any negative things here. In fact, with this next card, I'm just going to go ahead and give you both these ones at the same time. Your last card is the moving on card. So for me, this represents the need to move on from your current position. I'm feeling like this is work related. I think that's because I know you. But if it is, then this is your sign that it's okay to move on and to have faith that you deserve better. Because with this financial material changes card, you have all of these different things. You have the red to get grounded. You have the purple, the intuition. You have the blue that you're ready to share your voice. This is a positive. And he's saying, okay, it's time to move on. But he's got all these leaves falling around him. One, to me, represents the equinox and fall and the leaves falling around him. But two, it represents money because they're green leaves. And that green color is a color of abundance and love. So by moving on, you're going to open yourself to new opportunities. And the only thing that seems to be holding you back is I see this yellow and orange. That's confidence and clarity. And that comes from a lack of believing that it's possible. And I'm here as always to remind you that anything is possible and you deserve that activation. You deserve the ability to feel free. So hopefully this reading gave you some confidence and clarity that you got some accelerated action happening here and it's okay to move on to accept your financial and material changes. That's a pretty good reading. I think that's great. I'm here to
believe in you.
You can do it. If you need help, just hit me up. All right, so let's see here. We're moving on. And our next one is Sarah. Miss Sarah. We're going to go ahead and shuffle for you. See those still watching and make sure if anyone else gets donations here, they get moved up to the front. Just let me know in the chat that you are here. If you have a different name, you're using one of the chat names instead of the name that might fly through the donation, just let us know who you are so we can make sure that we get that all organized. Technology. Isn't it fun? Isn't it fun living?
I have so much fun. So much fun with technology all the time.
2020. We thought we'd have flying cars by now, guys. What's happening?
I know. Instead we're dealing with stuff we've been dealing with.
Life. We're dealing with crazy life. And we're shuffling for Sarah. I'm waiting until I feel a telepathic ping to pull this card. Hope you're having a good day, Sarah. Oh, all right. What cards we got? Shoop, shoop. All right. So you actually got 4 as well. Yeah, a jumper here. All right, so the first 2 are actually major arcana cards. So this shows me that these are energies that you're kind of battling with right now, which are interesting because they're very opposite cards. You've got the disruption card and the balance card. So to me, disruption comes when you feel like everything's coming at you at once. I feel it, girl. This is happening. The disruption is a reminder that you can pull all of these pieces back together to feel whole again. And the reason I feel like these came out together is to get through this disruption, you need to find balance. So let's focus on that for a second. I'm getting closer so you guys can see the cards. This disruption card, what do we see here? We see blue, we see green, we see yellow. So it feels like there's some tension in your throat chakra, your heart space, and your solar plexus. It's important for you to get through this disruption to speak what's on your mind through your heart. That means don't act out of anger, but through your heart space, act out of love, and clear up anything that's going on in your solar plexus, which could be shame, guilt, and tension between family. So this seems like it's a collect or a control drama for you, something that's a trigger. That being said, working through that and finding ways to be able to speak what's on your heart and to move through that kind of tension will give you balance. It'll give you harmony. Because look, so we go from having the green and the yellow and the blue all kind of in the darkness here to instead completely illuminated. You got bright blue and bright yellow, and there's not as much green, but that's because the heart feels seen. It feels acknowledged, and they kind of blend here in the middle. And you have this angelic aura that opens the crown space. So it's important to find a way to speak your mind with love, and that's something that keeps coming through, is that you have to do it with love, because it's one thing to speak your mind and just get it all out, but if it's not done with love, then it may not be received well. And for this balance to be occurring in your life, you want it to be received well so that you feel witnessed, because I'm getting this sense that a big part of it is that you're not feeling seen, heard, and acknowledged by people that you care about. And that can be really freaking frustrating. Like, to just want to be witnessed and to not be seen. And one way you can kind of say that to somebody is hold the space and be like, hey, I'd really love to hold space for you. I really need someone to hold space for me. When you have a moment, can we talk about some things that are heavy on both of our hearts, and allow somebody else to kind of express themselves and you to express yourself? It's kind of like a balancing act there as well. That being said, your other two cards are the mental conflict and the partnership and alliance. So that kind of confirms what I was saying, where it seems like there's a mental conflict with somebody that you're partnered up with, whether that's in your intimate relationships, your friendships. And again, we have a dynamic here with the throat chakra. We've got blue, we've got green, we've got yellow. And then here we also have pink, which represents that crown chakra space, that it's something that you feel really attached to. So it's important for you to release the mental conflict and not be attached to the outcome and expectation anymore. I really hope that that helps acknowledge whatever question you may have had for tonight's reading. Again, you're not alone. This is an energy, a tense energy I've been feeling for many people that we're working through right now. So I'm going to send you all so much love. So much love going out to the universe, because if you're tuning into these readings, and just because I'm not saying your name doesn't mean that it's not a reading for you too. It means that if you're here witnessing it, that maybe there's something that you can receive from these messages. I'm just specifically calling out names of people who donated so that they know that it was directed towards them. But if you're here, you're receiving it, there's probably a reason. And there's usually like a theme. If you haven't noticed, we have a theme of moving from the darkness, allowing and having faith to believe that what we want is possible. So,
Yeah, it's funny because the equinox, the days are gonna start getting more dark, but inside and personally, we're getting more bright.
it's
Which
true.
is kind of like a balance, you know,
True. Oh.
with our season. I feel like I get more happy. Like I just feel better about life during the fall.
You love Christmas time and your birthday.
Yeah.
So that's why Sila loves fall.
Yeah.
This is like his season, guys. He's a Scorpio and he
My
loves
birthday's coming up soon.
You'll be hearing all about it. All right. Let's see here. Who is next? We got Amy. Amy, shout out to you. Thanks for tagging people earlier as well. Just a reminder to everybody that if you can't make a donation, tagging people, inviting people personally, that helps so much. We do these ceremonies on the newer full moons or whenever we can make it happen. We're doing it for the equinox as well. And we post them on our Facebook at Bring Me to Life Network, and as well as the Bring Me to Life community. And when you tag and invite people, it means a lot, because word of mouth is key for any business right now. That means if your friends have a business, your family has a business, they have a community, they have a group or something that they're really happy about, tell people about it. Because more so than an ad on any social media, when you personally invite them, they feel welcome, they feel connected. And we're so grateful for all of you that help others feel connected and a part of the community. So thank you.
Here.
Just shuffling. I've been trying to shuffle better because sometimes I pull the same cards and I always find that so interesting.
Every day.
So interesting. All right, Amy, here we go. Let's see what messages we have for you. Speaking of the same cards, you got a couple of them. So we have the positive movement forward card coming from the original read for the collective. So this is a reminder that it's going to be really important for you to get in flow. Get in flow and find that wave and just ride it. Allow yourself to feel the faith and the guidance. You got a lot of yellow here, which is your solar plexus, which says that to find that flow and to have that positive movement forward, keep feeling into the gratitude that you already have, especially for the people around you. So our solar plexus is connected to our inner relationships, our friends, our family, our partners, our business partners, things like that. Showing gratitude for them, and also just releasing any sort of shame or guilt about anything in your past. That's kind of like the opposite spectrum of it. It's our connections, our relationships, and then also our connection to shame or grief. So if you can release any shame or grief, your positive movement forward will just be advanced. And you'll want that advancement because you do have another one that jumped out with it. So you have 4 cards here too. The one that jumped out with it is the waiting game. So if you're feeling like, okay, this positive movement forward, it's just kind of chugging along, but it's not going at any specific pace, you feel a little overwhelmed, it's saying it's okay. There's a waiting game because you're aligning with the timeline that is best for you. And Spirit says that everything's happening in divine time. So if you feel like you're overwhelmed and that you got to rush through things, it's going to be okay. Just breathe through it. Know that it's happening at its own time, its own pace for a reason, and it's lining up the pieces perfectly for you and all involved. Your other 2 cards, again, we got one that jumped from one of the other readings. You got Solitude and Rest and Rejuvenate. And I show you them together because this is a solid message that it's really important for you to get some like rest, some self-care, some fun time. If you've been working really hard, which knowing you probably have because you love giving back to your community, this is a time too to, if you can find any way to take a break or a weekend or even a day to just treat yourself, do so. You deserve some rest, you deserve some nature, and you also deserve some time to kind of focus on something that brings you joy. Do some research or read a book. Yeah, have some fun. But this book keeps coming up, so it shows like taking time to read something that maybe isn't like school or work related. I don't think you're in school right now, but if there's someone listening to this and you're resonating with this reading, it's saying to do something outside of your expectation. We always think we should be doing something. I should be doing this for that person. I should be doing this for that thing. Instead of the shoulds, do something that brings you joy so that you can fill your own cup up and get focused again on the main goals. And that's part of that waiting game card you had as well. It's saying that if you take the time to rest and rejuvenate, then Spirit will have time to catch up with you in things that you've been trying to like chug through that just seem like you're at a wall will break down and everything will align up and everything will kind of catch up. I like to say Spirit needs a chance to take a breather too and catch up with all of our wishes and manifestations. So this is your permission to go have some fun. And I think you deserve it.
Fun, fun, fun.
See who's over here singing to us. All right, so we got Amy. Next we have BP. Hope you're having a great day out there, BP. Anyone else listening? BP does some awesome astrology things. So if you need to check into some astrology, you can either find her throughout the Bring Me to Life website or hit me up. I'll get you a link. Let's see what's going on here. Shuffling the cards, shuffling the cards. I got some that are backwards, so I gotta fix it. All right, here we go. You know, one thing that's been really funny, I feel like it happens every fall, is we're in that weird phase here in the Appalachia where it's like super hot, super cold, all in like a snap. And it's hard to keep the house at any temperature. So if I look like I'm getting hot and toasty, it's because I am. Okay, let's breathe through it.
Marshmallows.
Yep, fluffy like a marshmallow. All right, let's see what cards we have for BP. Wow, there's like some of them just insist on jumping out. All right, BP, you had 3 major arcana cards pop out together, and then I pulled one more because that's a lot of major arcana. You were going through a shift, friend. So these 3 cards that came out together that are the arcana, you got transformation, new beginnings, and power. And I feel like this is also a huge message to the collective because right now, so many people are going through this huge transformation. People are like, WTF, what is happening out there? Why do I feel like a big pile of goo? If I could count how many people told me they felt like a blob this week, I would, I could obviously count it, but it would be a lot. Wish I had a better phrase there. But in general, many of us feel like we're in that weird goo phase where the caterpillar turns into the butterfly, but it's not quite there yet. It's just like, what's happening? I'm stuck in this cocoon. And what it's saying is follow your heart. If you feel overwhelmed with options or transformations, because a lot of times when we have transformations, there's choices to be made, whether that's personal or it's like life changing. There's like some sort of shift happening. And I feel that that's happening for many of people that are listening, and especially you, BP, saying follow your heart and do what lights up your sacral chakra, which is typically connected to not only sensuality, but creativity. So you want to feel passionate, you want to feel creative, you want to feel excited and in love with whatever choices you're choosing. And again, that goes back to the forgetting what you should do and thinking about what you could do. What could you do that would transform yourself? What would make you feel new? Because you have this opportunity for new beginnings. The world is at your feet. We're shifting into this new season. You have the ability to close one door and open the other. And from that, we have the green dress here and the transformation card to a green dress here in the new beginnings card. So that says it's really important to get this flowing new beginning to follow your heart. That doesn't mean follow the stress, not to follow the expectation, but to follow your heart and allow that to guide you, because that is the key to your power. Calling in your inner lioness. We just went through Leo season. You and I talked about Leo season a lot.
It's about to be Scorpio season soon.
Right now we're in Virgo.
Scorpio's right around the corner.
Which means since we're in Virgo, it's important to get organized. It's important to get organized and focused through the transformation. So while we're feeling like a blob, if we can try to organize our thoughts a little bit so we can grow those wings, access the new beginnings, and allow our power to fully embody us, allow us to fully embody the power. Call upon your inner lioness and your inner medicine man or shaman, and allow that spiritual journey of the shaman to guide you to your next opportunity, your next chapter, your next transformation. I'm getting a little tongue-tied here, guys. I apologize. But the last card I pulled, because you had 3 major arcana cards, is the movements, choices, and decisions, which just gives us more clarity that it's important for you to choose where you're focusing right now. If you're feeling like you're being torn in way too many directions, this is your time to reassess, realign, and get focused on what is most important to you. So we got financial situations here, relationships in here. You got seeds you planted, which are opportunities, and you also have kind of like your foundational spiritual journey, all represented in one card. So that's powerful. It's saying to take a second and to analyze what is most important to you in your heart space that you want to take into this new beginning, this new timeline or era that we're stepping into. It's pretty powerful. I know that seems a little heavy, but I think that it's a message that we need to hear as a confirmation that getting aligned, getting focused, and really having faith that what we want to happen and not what we think should happen is key. So what do you want to happen? What does your heart want through this transformation? Maybe it wants more time to chill. Maybe it wants more clients. That's up to you to decide. But make those movements and choices and decisions wisely out there and allow spirit to guide you. All right. That was a powerful message. I felt like it was one that I needed to hear as well. So, thank you for holding space for that. I'm just gonna take a drink here, some cacao, breathe through it. How you doing out there, CeeLo?
I'm doing great. Listening to all these readings. I'm reading all the chats in the chat room.
I love when the chat room is popping. It makes me feel so happy and seen, not only because you guys are seeing this, but because you're actually on the website. You know how hard it is to get people off social media? really hard. It's really hard to get people off social media recently.
Not anymore. It's gonna be so easy from now on. We're just gonna be like changing our mindsets a bit.
Totally. Totally. All right, so
Keep coming back, everyone. Live every Tuesday at 8 p.m.
Tuesdays, 8 p.m., we do podcasts. That's in the Bring Me to Life podcast section. We also have many other podcasts by other awesome people that we've been welcoming to the network. So if you know some high vibe people that should be doing a podcast, tell them to hit us up. Our friend Mooney has been helping us hold down the chat and writing new articles. You should go check out the articles, they're all over the homepage. Shout out to Mooney doing awesome stuff. Let's see here. I'm going to have a new series of Awakening with the Girls coming out. You'll actually be able to hear me and BP talk some galactic things, and a couple other people I have come in to talk some galactic things soon. So stay tuned for Awakening with the Girls. And yeah, I have a couple more readings I'm going to do here. These are for my people that helped invite more people. If you would still like to get in line for a reading that's guaranteed, go ahead, make a donation. You still have a little bit of time to get in line for the full 3-card read. So I'm going to pull a card for those that helped us get some people here. Miss Mooney, you are first. So the card that is pulled for you, you got the Truth card. So the Truth card is powerful in a sense that it wants you to remember who you are. It wants you to acknowledge why you entered this world. And those can be powerful questions. They can sometimes be heavy questions, but they're questions in a lot of ways that only you can answer. Now, to answer them, it's important to get aligned in all of your energy centers, because as you can see here, we've got red for grounding. We've got orange for confidence. We've got yellow for feeling in alignment with our relationships and also releasing any guilt or shame we have for choosing our journey. We have blue for activating our truth and self-expression, and green for activating our heart space, and purple for our intuition, and pink for our crown, which means releasing attachment to the things that you thought you knew so that you can accept the bigger universal truth. Also represented in this card is the balancing act. So, similar to the shadow card, this person is holding a staff, and she's holding it up because by holding it up, she's finding balance. So to me, that represents you finding strength and having faith to hold yourself high and to embrace the new journey and find balance in yourself to activate what is true for you. And speaking your truth to people that are really important to you in a way, again, as I said earlier, through the heart space. You don't want to just blow up on people, but you want to find your truth in a way that you can really access it and express it so that other people understand why you're speaking it. I'm saying that too because I feel like you have kind of a block sometimes in expressing things to people that are really important to you, and finding that self-expression and balancing your truth with what needs to be said at the right time is really important. So what is your inner truth and how can you express it? That's my card for Miss Mooney.
You did that one?
BP? Yep.
She asked what reading you were using.
What deck?
Yeah.
I'm using the Psychic Oracle deck. I can send you a picture of it when I'm done. Actually, it looks like this. Psychic Oracle Tarot. It's one of my faves.
Her go-to.
Yep, it's the first deck I ever received, and it's my favorite. So my next one here, I'm gonna do reading for Treva. Treva tagged some people on my post. Thank you, Treva. I hope they check it out sometime.
Hey, Treva!
And let's see the card for you. All right, so you actually got 2 cards because the first card is a third eye chakra. So it's saying really important to tune into your third eye, follow your intuition there. And your next card is kind of a message from the universe in a way that says foundations and achievements. And this is super powerful because it has the image of a family and a home. And it's really important to you to create a foundation in a space that is safe and loving and evolving. It allows the souls and spirits that evolve with or that live with you to evolve in a way that will be really beneficial to the collective. And the rainbow is also a reminder to stay in tune with your energy centers, the chakras that I've been talking about a lot tonight. But I feel like the rainbow represents something even deeper for you. I know that personally you just had a baby, so I'm wondering if that baby is a rainbow baby of sorts, or if it just represents that that is the new energy and how powerful it is that you created that soul in this, or created the portal for that soul to travel to this realm, and that spirit is thanking you for creating that foundation with such achievement. So that's a big message there. The other thing in this is too is to hold that space and to be an example for others. Sometimes I feel like some of the ways that you live and express yourself frustrate other people, and it's a powerful move for you to continue to stand your ground and to live in a way that makes you feel connected to spirit and the life around you. So this is spirit's kind of representation. Again, the one behind it is to follow your intuition and continue to build your foundation and receive the achievements. So powerful message for you. And that was for Trevor. All right, I think right now I have one more. So if anyone is looking to get in line for your reading, this is your chance. Otherwise, we'll be back, I guess, we'll be back around the full moon, I guess, is what we have next.
I'll get that date here in a second.
We actually have 2 full moons in October, from what I gather. I think one's around the 1st. Is that what it is?
The full moon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the full moon is on the 1st.
Cool. Cool deal.
That might be our next one.
Yeah, well, stay tuned for the date on the next one. We're trying to figure out if we want to do it on a Thursday night. How's a Thursday night for you guys? Would you be able to tune in with us at 8 p.m. on a Thursday? We would love to hear from you. All right, so I have a reading.
Thursday or Wednesday or Friday.
I think we had something that Friday.
Sharp day.
So, the last reading I have here is for Miss Hillary, and then I think I'm going to pull one more collective card from my Sacred Language of Light deck because it's my second favorite, and it comes with a meditation, so we can end it out with another quick meditation. All right, so Miss Hillary, let's see what card I have for you. All right. So, you have this card that came out earlier, and it is the Disruption card. And a lot of times people will get this card and they'll be like, oh no, this is such a dark card. But it's really not. As I expressed earlier, it's about pulling all of your pieces back together so that you don't feel disrupted anymore. To do so, it's going to be really important to balance out that solar plexus, that heart space, and that throat chakra. So this message came for us all here again at the end as a reminder that that's going to be really important these next few weeks. Speak what's on your mind. Allow your heart to guide you. And do so with people that you may be extra close to that may have a big impact on your life. Usually the 5 people that you spend the most time with or you speak to the most play a huge part in your energy and how you show up in the world. So if you're feeling guilty about not saying something or saying something in a more of an angry way rather than through the heart space, that can cause a disruption. If you're not saying something, that can cause a disruption. If you're something that's weighing heavy on your heart and you're not sure how to navigate it, that can cause a disruption. Maybe you're getting through the disruption and you're pulling all your pieces back together right now, and that's important too. The number here is 16, and when you do numerology, you pull that together and it's a 7. And the 7 says there's a message from heaven that has been kind of a control drama for you. What I mean by control drama is there's this repeating pattern for some of us that we allow to control our life, and it causes a lot of drama. So, rather than allowing somebody to take your voice away, instead, find your self-expression, activate your throat chakra, and really feel into your heart and what it is you want. That doesn't mean you have to break someone's heart. It doesn't mean you have to say things that hurt their feelings. It means that you take action to speak what is weighing on you, because sometimes if you don't, things that you keep inside can start to cause physical aches and pains. It can make us all feel like blobs. So if you're feeling disrupted right now, you're feeling shook, I'm asking you all to go grab your journals and write down what it is you feel is shaking you. And if you're not sure what that is, just start writing something. Write anything. Write about your day. Write about the last thing that frustrated you. Write about the last thing that brought you a lot of joy, and just start reflecting. Because what is happening is part of this disruption is people aren't feeling witnessed, seen, and heard right now, because so much is being said out of haste and anger and frustration, and it's not always being said out of love. We need more people speaking from the heart. So this isn't just a message for Hillary, it's a message for anybody that's listening, to start speaking from our heart in the best way possible so that we can calm down some of this global destruction and disruption that's happening. So, pretty powerful readings tonight. I think that is a beautiful message as well. Like I said, some people think that card's dark, but I think it's a good wake-up call and a reminder to get back to our heart. Did anyone else pop in for any last-minute readings? All right, that's okay. We've been here for a little over an hour now, so I'm going to go ahead and, unless Seal, do you have anything else to say before I end us out with one last card? Pop back in.
Thank you all for being here and supporting us and being you and supporting you, because you are you, and that is true, and you should love you and you should support you.
Look at you flowing, doing your best.
I'm just grateful for everybody.
Feeling grateful. I'm grateful for everybody too.
Happy Equinox, everybody.
Y'all are great. You all are great. Thanks for being here to harvest this energy with us. So I'm going to pull one final card for the collective here with our light deck. Let's see what it says. So our card from this deck is There is only light. There is only light. Let's see what this says. I love reading from this one's book because its message is super powerful. So the There's Only Light card says, if I can get the page here, know thyself and know the nature of everything. Pretty powerful. And then it says, darkness is just an absence of light. If you're feeling the shadow, it's okay to light yourself up, because light is sought after in extraordinary time. We seek the clarity of light and the lightness of being in a light bulb of moments. Light bypasses the analytical mind and takes us straight into loving wisdom. Loving wisdom. You want to hold this card for me? Thanks. I want them to be able to see it because I love the art on this deck. It says, be illuminated. It's time for you to step into your shining light and be a light for others. Let the light in, because today is the day to release any disturbances in your energy. Happiness will become natural for you unless you do something to prevent it from happening. You can release all that is stopping happiness from flowing into your world, and it will then appear for you. First, have faith. Here we go with the faith again. It seems too easy, but it's truly that simple. Until you realize this, you remain connected to the belief that struggle is required, perhaps more respected, the less laden path. You would rather struggle because others expect it to be required for your growth, but that is not the case. Instead, allow light to be in. We often take on the belief that if we struggle, that others will think more of us and that we will appreciate things more. That doesn't have to be true. When you go against your soul, you move away from your brightness, and the darkness is a sign that it is time to feel your way back into your heart and soul. So, this card then comes with a meditation. Thanks for holding it. You did a great job. You can rest now. So, we're going to end out with this meditation. I want you to be able to be a part of it. Place your hand on your heart with the intention of letting go any darkness that is holding you back. You will begin to sense words of feelings that are ready to be released. Words or feelings. So feel into that for a second. Let's all close our eyes, hands on our heart, with the intention of letting go. Slow your breathing and remain calm. And if you wish, you can repeat after me. Let's say this together. I let go of all that no longer serves me. I let go of all that no longer serves me and come to peace with where I am. And come to peace with where I am. Now, everything you will let go of will now float to the surface and move beyond you and simply float away like the layers of color in the image that Silo showed us earlier. You may see colors of light, you may feel the feelings, you may feel the words that wish to come up. Allow them to branch out as they leave you lighter and ready to connect with your dreams and desires in a deeper way. If your eyes aren't closed, this is a beautiful time for you to close your eyes for just a few more seconds and really feel yourself floating into a reality of light. I want you to all see light surrounding you. It can be any color. Take note of that color if there is a color. And enjoy that lightness of being. Here in this light, you can find your flow again. So if you're feeling like you're in the shadow, get rid of the shadow, illuminate it, and find the flow of light. When you feel ready, you can take a deep breath in, calling in those dreams, and exhaling anything else holding you back. And you can bring yourself back to the physical awareness and begin to open your eyes. Now, there's a few more reflections here I would love to share, but for you that are listening, if you're still near the chat room, share in the chat room what color of light resonated with you tonight. What was your color of light activation? I'm curious, because everybody's is always so different sometimes. Some other things to reflect on. Greet the sun each day. Breathe particles of sunlight into your chest to lighten the load of your heart. Take deep breaths in and out and imagine your breath is filled with a kind of calm and peace. And each breath then relaxes you more and more. Go through your clothes and shoes and let go of anything that you've not worn for a few years and that no longer gives you joy. By doing so, you're releasing the old versions of you and making room for new. There's something about releasing the old things in your closet and allowing space for your world to open. That's an interesting reflection. If you want something else to journal, I already gave you a journal prompt earlier, but this card says that you can draw or write a story you often tell that makes you feel sad, bad, or mad. Sad, bad, or mad. And then ask yourself who you would want to, or who you would be without this story. So if it didn't make you sad, mad, or bad, who would you be? And then draw or write the new story that makes you feel glad, great, or at peace. I love that. I love that. So in the comments, we're seeing people, they had purple light, peach light, green and white, more purple. Some people have white. Some people have crystals they're holding. I love this. I love this. This is so beautiful. Some people see rainbow butterflies. I love how everybody's journey is so uniquely different. So even though we're traveling as a collective, that's a reminder that we're all having different experience. All of our realities are a different reflection of the experience that spirit wanted to have through us here in these physical bodies. So I'm excited to see any other reflections you have. Feel free to pop them in the comments. We'll be here for a few more moments. And again, we'll be back Tuesday at 8 p.m. And we would love for you to tune in with us for the Bring Me to Life podcast. If you need something in the meantime, there's hundreds of podcasts and other things for you to check out at bringmetolife.com with the number 2. And yeah, until next time, I hope you all stay awake and shine on. You guys have a great day. Thank you for being here. Bye.
Just gotta figure it out.
You're doing it.